All right, so if you clicked on the video, you either clicked because you were enraged by the thumbnail, or you just clicked out of curiosity.
Ooh,
Either
something
way,
spicy.
glad to have you. um, but yeah, we've been playing Monster Hunter for like the past couple of weeks, and I really wanted to like this game, and I enjoyed the beta a lot. Like a lot. Like last year, it really got me excited to play the game this year because I had never experienced a Monster Lord. I had never experienced a Monster Hunter game before, and this would be my first introduction into the series.
Right.
And I'm sure you kind of felt the same way because we've never touched anything similar to this.
Oh, I was excited. 100%.
Yeah, right.
Counting down days.
And I have been wrestling for like the past couple of days trying to figure out why this game is not really hitting the mark for me. And honestly, I still don't even know if I have a definitive answer. But it's really been bothering me these last couple of weeks. Just trying to flesh out exactly like what it's missing and what I need to be able to like go full send into this, because you know how me and you are about games. Like once we lock on to a system that we like, we take things too far and we end up pushing out 100 hours within a few days. Like it's not healthy.
The game would have been burnt out already. That's the problem.
Yes. And through this review, maybe we get to that answer. And we hope you stick around to the end. But before we get there...
And I hope we all argue in the comments.
Right, because I definitely want to have a discussion about this. Before we get there, I'm Kal.
And I'm Ghost.
And welcome to Skill Point. So starting off, story. To be honest, I don't even think people tune in to Monster Hunter for the story the same way people don't tune in to the Division for story.
To be honest with you, have no idea what's going on. Nope, have no idea. But don't even ask.
General synopsis is that you're just helping a lost boy whose whole village got ransacked by a monster called the White Wraith, and basically you've dropped into... Yes, you...
Don't remember doing that. It's crazy.
Yeah, you dropped into the Forbidden Lands, an unexplored region just filled with monsters you've never seen before, and you see a boy named Nada who is stranded. He's made his way all the way from his village and his people to try and get help to try and defeat this monster. So,
right.
And along the way, you meet new friends. You meet new monsters, and like it's the game's way of introducing. It's the game's way of like introducing its mechanisms, its world, and getting you immersed into it. It's basically just a tutorial, but from what I've read is that this one was a lot more narratively driven than past iterations of the game, and that tells me that they did that.
No narrative before.
Well, it tells me that they were just trying to reach a broader audience and just give them some narrative to like hang on to and tell you why you're here in the first place.
They did something, because 8 million copies in 3 days.
Right.
You did something.
Insane. You did something right.
Crazy.
But yeah, that's the story. I'm not going to dig too much into it. It's quirky. It's what you can expect from... It has a lot of anime style dialogue in it. And I immediately switched my speech from English to Japanese, and it was a lot better after that. Even my character sounded cooler afterward. So
that's crazy.
But anyway, that's the story. We're not even going to get into it. If you like the story, good on you. Performance. I'm playing on PC. Ghost is playing on console. Ghost, what has your experience been like on console?
Console's been fine. I didn't have any problems when I loaded in. I've had no screen tearing. From launch, I think you and I talked about it. No, me personally, I have not. I haven't had anything like that. Truthfully, I know you and I talked about it. Probably one of the better opening games I've played in a while. Just for pure, I didn't have any drama, no having to uninstall, reinstall. anything that's come out with some of those past games we played on opening day, big
Right.
plus on my side. It was smooth, download, play, go.
And no prominent bugs or glitches that you experienced on console.
The only, I mean, not in the game. Like gameplay, yes, but game, no. I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm sure we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. For me personally, I haven't had any bugs and glitches tailored towards like what you said, gameplay. But as far as like, well, no, it's different for you. I have bugs, and as far as like the game itself, as far as the way it's running, as far as like the gameplay itself, I haven't had any game-breaking things that have happened to me. But as
yeah, like
far
I'm not
as,
glitching into walls or anything.
Right, like none of
like
that.
The monsters aren't like jumping around or anything. Like
right,
it's smooth
or floating in midair. They're not acting weird
crazy.
or yeah.
Yeah, none of that weirdness.
But yeah, as far as like PC, pretty sure a lot of people would know by now. Like the game asks you to enable frame generation, which is kind of a red flag.
That's a red
immediately
flag.
off rip, because this is just a hint that the game is poorly optimized and is relying on frame generation to boost FPS instead of just running it natively. Also, another bad thing about frame generation is that it can add latency, which can reduce the responsiveness of your controls.
I just love how the developers are like literally standing in a corner scratching their head like,
we did the best we could.
Just turn that on. I don't know. Figure it out.
And I think it's insane to me that, and I'm running a really beefy PC. I have a 4090 hooked up, and I'm still fluctuating up and down at least 20 frames at a time, which is a lot. But for the most part, I didn't really tinker with a lot of the settings. I just put it on balanced, enable frame generation, and that's how I've been playing. And as far as like graphics, anything else that I've experienced, I've seen some inconsistent textures. Like some of these textures look like they come from like 2 or 3 consoles back, and I'm like, that's just ugly. Let me just forget I even saw that. But yeah, this is probably one of the most poorly optimized games I've played in a while for the PC, and I think I've touched on this in our impressions video, is that if you know this game is going to do such numbers on like PC, you need to start taking PC seriously and giving us some really good optimized games on here. Because PlayStation is also, they're also guilty of doing that as well, just pushing ports out, but then they come out a broken mess. Consumers, if you're paying $70 for something, you deserve a product that works as it is intended to. It should not be broken.
You better unpack them shaders. That's all you gotta know.
And if you find yourself in the comments of other YouTube videos saying that, like, oh, they'll just fix it later on, you are part of the problem. I'm sorry. People paid $70.
Why is everything gonna be fixed later?
Right. You should have a complete product at launch, point blank, period.
Can we go back to the 90s? Like, there was no day one patch. It just came out. Like, it was just ready to go.
Before the corpos had their hand and everything.
It's crazy.
But yeah, as far as
bring
like,
the N64 back. Oh.
As far as like performance and technical aspects, that's what I had going on. But moving on, graphics and visuals. This game has no business being this poorly optimized and running the way it is, while also looking like dog shit. I'm sorry.
You love them colors. You love them color palettes. Tell the world.
I have played beautiful games. I have seen vibrant environments.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Beautiful game.
The Last of Us. These are like top of their game environmental artists, and you can like when you find yourself in a game just stopping and looking at the landscape, you know that the developers did their job correctly. Like anytime you can stop me in my tracks and just take the time to look around.
Agreed.
Wait, what?
Agreed. No, I said agreed, because even like if you go into something like, you know, the wonderful Elden Ring, it's the same way.
Right.
Regardless if you like the game or not, wow, that was tough. You heard that? That's definitely Friday after I've talked all day. Even if you like or don't like the game, Elden Ring's graphic, just walking through the world, is beautiful.
Right.
And every environment feels different. It's just
exactly.
I don't know. I feel like there was like almost like a filter on my screen. where it was like, is my contrast up too high? Is my sharpness off? Like,
right.
Why is everything so freaking bright? Like,
it's like an overexposed look, and like the dark areas don't really feel like truly dark. They look like they're just washed out, and like the shadows like don't even have any depth to them. It all like looks like one shade of gray across everything. Like I remember I was fighting that one monster, and I'm like, the monster literally is blending in. Like I know it's supposed to blend in with this environment, but
I was blending in with the environment with my armor on.
But right,
it was 12 shades of blue, gray, and white. I don't understand what's happening.
And they're not vibrant. And like on the monster itself, it had like pulsating like blues within his armor and like in his skin, but you can barely see that because it's so washed out. Like I don't know what color palette they're using, but it is ass. Like it is trash. I don't like this. I have not played Worlds, which was the previous Monster Hunter. But is this game that far ahead graphic-wise? Because because when you get into the brighter areas, it just looks even worse. Like somebody just cranked the exposure up completely, maxed out the brightness, and then the highlights are just so intense. I'm like, this is supposed to be like next gen. I'm not feeling it graphics-wise, like at all. I feel it when it comes to like the open world and going between like different biomes. And like there's not much loading going on. But as far as graphics wise, I don't understand why this game looks this way. This is terrible. And I'm not even sure it's something that they can fix like later on. I think
that's something they want to fix. And maybe
that's true too.
Because you said it earlier. It's our new, like I would say it's our new like addition to the game or whatever. But it's our first step into it. Maybe that's how all Monster games are. Monster Hunter games. I don't know. It's just very different than all the other games that we played. I just don't understand why. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's also weird. This video is not about that. But when you go from Monster Hunter and the way the color palette's laid out, then going to something like Split Fiction, and it is just vibrant, Japanese kind of inspired neon Tokyo highway, like bright, vibrant colors. It's just vastly different, and it's weird. I understand it's two different games. People relax, but just you think when I'm trying to fight a monster in an environment that's kind of whimsical and fantasy driven,
right?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like what I thought it was gonna do.
Yeah, they dropped the ball on this like completely. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of the way the game looks at all. I think I think they should go back to the drawing board and see something different that they can do. All right, going on to the next one, getting into the gameplay. Here we go, people. There are 14 different weapons, and I will say there's a lot to choose from. They each have their own unique style of playing. They all offer, like, depending on which weapon you choose, the gameplay is going to be vastly different, honestly. It all depends on what your play style is.
You're vastly different.
I definitely went for like dual blades, and then from dual blades, and I saw the insect glaive. So two vastly different types of weapons, but also at the same time, the insect glaive. The
experience is different for sure.
Yeah, the experience is different for each weapon.
Or the weapon.
Yeah. One thing I noticed about the insect glaive, and it's something that we always joke about, because we always say, we always try to find a weapon that fits our playstyle in just about every game that we jump between.
And we find one.
Yeah, we find
the ugly
one.
Part about it.
Yeah, but I don't think you noticed, but that insect glaive, I always told you that I like mini games within the weapon itself. Like, as far as like the chameleon on the Division.
Yes, I'm aware.
And insect glaive works the exact same way. Like trying to pinpoint different points on the monster, and then taking the extract, using that to power up, which will in turn power up your combos, which will make you hit like extremely hard and open up wounds. Between that and dual daggers, I really had a good time with those two weapons.
Good for you. No, I'm just kidding. I started with the insect glaive, but I had to move. Over. It was too fly around for my play style. Personally.
That's crazy. But what did you pick?
It's a great weapon though. The long sword. Pause. Just because I like to try and think I don't like melee characters. Like, I really do try to talk myself out of it. Like, when I see stuff, I'm like, I don't like to be up close and personal. If you look at every character on any of my games, they're all in your face characters. And yes, I like the fact that he just stands there. Yeah, hyper aggressive gameplay, like high risk, high reward type gameplay. And I like the way it sounds so stupid what I'm about to say. I like the way it plays. I just don't like the basic moveset of it. It is boring. Like,
okay.
Like, and I know in our chat we talk about it. It's literally triangle, 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 R2, R2, R2. You go into, like, you do your jab thing with, I think it's R2 and triangle, and then R2, R2. Now, if you don't want to do that special move where he jumps up in the air and does the thing, the sword powers up into 3 different levels, and then there are 3 different slashes you can do. It just, I know we're gonna get to it. It's just, I don't know. It needs something more for me. And I watch YouTube channels and I hear dudes literally pitching tents over it. I don't know what it is.
Not hitting,
it just doesn't speak to me. No, it does not. Yeah. And swinging a big ass hammer or a trumpet or whatever, it's the only weapon outside of maybe the dual blades that maybe would interest me, and none of them speak to me. And I think that's the craziest thing, because the playstyle that weapon needs is what I like to do.
All right. Do you think you would have had a different experience if you had switched to something else, or are you interested in switching to something else later down the road?
I don't know. To be honest with you, probably not. I don't know, because there are parts of some of the weapons that I like, because and mind you, I haven't played any of the other weapons, but they each come with different types of like status effects. I found one off of one of the big white dragons that we fought. I kind of like that one a lot. There is one, I do not know the name of it, people, because it's definitely not a game I'm super into, that I have my eye on. It's a little bit more in-game-ish, and it's not the meta one. I just kind of like the way this one looks. That I wouldn't mind trying, just because I would say, ooh, I have something that I like, and maybe I can like deep dive into the game. But just nothing has I looked at and just said, yeah, I need that. And I find that to be tough in the game right now, because that's what hooks me for 100 or 200 hours.
Right, exactly. It's the weapon that ties you to the game.
Yeah, like absolutely. And it sucks. I don't always want to go back to it, but like I jumped on Division today, and just watching the Ouroboros or the Lady Death just go off, like it hooked me, and I jumped back in for like an hour. And I'm like, yep, I'm good. I love it. It scratches the itch. I just need to find that in this game, and I just don't know where and what that is.
Yeah, that's fair. I can understand that, because that's most of the time, that's definitely what's going to tie you to a game. But getting back to weaponry, one thing I really like about this game is, as you kill weapons throughout the game, the higher end weapons are available to you. But the main thing I like is that each design is based off of the type of monster you killed. I think that is.
What other game amazing. Were we playing that was like that?
I want to say Remnant. Remnant. Yeah.
I like that aspect. I think that is kind of cool.
I love that. Like, it actually changes the way the weapon looks. That isn't
even the gear, the armor sets you get off of it are
armor
the
sets,
same way.
Yeah. Weapons also, they come with additional perks, because you can apply jewels to them that can increase, stuff like sharpness, so they stay sharp for longer, less time you spend on the whetstone. Some can increase affinity, which is like critical chance. I think it's like critical chance or damage.
I think it's just critical chances, I think.
Oh, okay. And then you got the 2 weapons. I also like 2 weapons can be carried on you, and they can be switched out. When they're not on you, the mount is carrying them. I also like the fact that I can see the weapons being held by the mount. They're just not disappearing where really I can't see them. Like, I like being able to see
style.
Them. Right. Actually, more like Red Dead style, where I can actually see my weapons still. But like we said, armor, as you progress, same way the weapons work, they become available to you as you progress. They're designed based off of the monster. I'll be honest with you, I don't like a lot of the designs of the armor. They're really gawky, like big and heavy, and I'm pretty sure that's a part of like the Monster Hunter look. But I have found some that I like. I'll be honest, there are some that I like.
There's a couple that I do like.
But some
There's a couple that caught my eye that I do like. Like, honestly,
Right.
I like that wolf one, to be like 100 with you.
Oh, I love that one.
I love that style.
But
There's another one I kind of have my eye on. I just don't have it in me to go fight this monster like 12 times to just unlock everything. Just to be honest with you, I just don't. But there's some on there that the design team, I will give you this. Aside from the color palettes on stuff, the design of weapons and the design of armor is really well done. Because
Yes.
things on the weaponry move. Like, I know you don't always see like my longsword or whatever, but it's got fucking tassels that hang off of it, or braids or something else, and it's just,
didn't one have
I
feathers
really like
or something?
that.
It was like
Yes.
white feathers,
Yes.
and you could see them move like on in
Yes.
the sheath. Like that was so cool to me.
Love that type of stuff. Like in Ghost of Tsushima, that one armor that I have that actually has moving parts on it. I love stuff like that, and you'll hook me that way.
Right.
But there's just, I don't know. They did a really good job on that.
Yep. Jewels can also be equipped to armor, offering different perks. And depending on the rarity of like your weapon and your armor, that also dictates how many jewels that can be put on your armor or weapon. Also, mantles. There are different mantles that you can equip. Mantles are those ghillie suits that your character throws over them. For example, you got the Rocksteady mantle that reduces damage taken and prevents damage reactions when attacked. Or you just got the basic mending mantle that can recover health over a period of time. And I like the amount of equipment that is in this game also. Like, there is a lot to use and a lot that you can tinker with and like tailor to your playstyle. I like that. And there's so much customization also with what you use in it's almost overwhelming with the amount of stuff that you can customize. Not just with like your character, but also your cat, all the way down to like your mount's feathers and whatnot. But yeah, there's plenty here to tailor to whatever experience you want.
There's a ton of equipment, which I do like. It's also a bad point for me, just to be honest with you. But that's okay, because I do like that there's a ghillie suit. I'm here for that. I don't like how many potions I have, which is kind of counterintuitive. Because
Okay,
like
so I
when I play Path of Exile, like I don't have enough. Like I feel like I'm struggling. But there's little things. But go ahead. Let me hear your counter point to this, trying to make it make sense.
Is because we feel like it's too much, because I absolutely hate the pacing of this game at the start. Like cutscene fight. Like you don't really get the time to stay in a biome and like go out into the world and like
I've had so much mixed feelings on that too.
Yeah, like go out into the world and like craft and like look around. It's just like dragging you along on this tutorial basically, because it's just piecing.
It's really what
together.
it is.
Yeah,
it's really what that is.
That system that is set up, it's set up that way because it's relying on you, like when you're in the end game, like because you're not just gonna, when you get to the end game, you're not just gonna take that, like fight that monster, go back to base. You're probably gonna fight that monster, see what else is on the map, go and fight that, take that, go and fight.
You would think that's the normal logical sense of the way of an end game should be.
And I guess that's why you have so many potions, because that amount is going to be spread out, not just on one monster, but like 3 or 4, depending on how badly you're getting beaten or tossed around.
Right.
And
I get that too, but it's still, I just find it interesting. The amount of healing you get throughout a fight.
It is a lot.
I just find that to be, because I can carry 10 mini potions. I can carry 5 or 6 mega ones. My cat's bringing me potions. I can literally, while he's not fighting me, I can cook and literally get health that way. Like, it's mind-boggling how much health you can get.
And how much help you get.
Yeah, like, there's some hand-holding to it. And that's cool. To me, that's also a downfall. And then I get 3 cracks at it as well. So it's like, I can go in one life and be like, okay, so that's his moveset. I just need to watch out for this then. And then I'm cool the rest of the time. I just don't feel the danger of, now mind you, before someone goes in here and freaking flames me, I'm not fighting a level 5-star tempered, twice removed, Super Saiyan 5 dragon or whatever the hell's in the end game, just saying, as of right now, going through the story, it just doesn't feel challenging.
Yes.
And like, I feel like when I'm watching YouTube and I'm like watching these guys play it, and they're so excited about it, and then I get on there and I'm like, where? Explain to me where. Like, I want to be hype. I want to so bad. And like the pacing thing you said, like there's parts of it I love where I go right into one major monster to the next, but also I'm like, why are we doing it this way?
Yes.
Like I go monster.
Just spent.
Whoa, look at that smelting pot. Let me fight a giant spider. Ooh, look at that. It's the armory. Let me fight this giant dog. It's like, okay, all right, what the hell's going on here?
And then you've been hacking and slashing for an hour, and then you're just burnt out.
Bro, yes. And then I got to get off and go to bed because I got a real job in the morning. Crazy. Laying in bed confused about what the hell I did the last hour and a half.
Yeah. But yeah, there is a lot to do. There's plenty to craft as well. There's crafting and cooking. There's plenty of recipes that offer like various buffs and resistances. You can also use like the recommended recipes that give you or customize your own. These buffs can last from 45 minutes to an hour. While you're in your tent, you can also craft traps, potions, and ammo. Also, your palico will also scavenge for you. And you can also buy supplies and stuff from base camp from the supplier. So there is a lot happening in this game. Like there's a lot of systems going on, and it's from what I can see, you know, just getting back on playing for an hour, there are a lot of stuff and information to help you on a hunt. So for example, you're going out and you're trying to find a monster out there in the wild. That open world map is also really good. I love that map. There's a lot of information on it. Just from at a glance, you can kind of understand what's happening. But monsters are being tracked in real time. Also, when that map is not up, all right, this is my one gripe. My God, can y'all chill out with the notifications? The monster has come back to the area. The monster has left the area. The monster is getting ready for bed. The monster is preparing for food. You know what? It's constantly happening on the side. I'm like, my God. And then you've got mail.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, though. There are a couple of things that I do like. I like the map. It's really nice. I like that each map is different, though the colors are, here or there, but the maps are completely different from one another. You're in the desert. You're in the caves. You're in the jungle. Like, I'm into all of that. I do like the auto mount system. I think that's really cool. I don't know if you talked about it because it kind of glitched out on my end. I like that so I can do other things on my way to fight a monster.
Right.
There is a lot of notifications.
Also, it helps when you're lost and you don't know exactly which way to go.
Freaking true too, man. Jesus Christ, because my mount be running around in circles. I'm like, I have no idea where the hell I'm going. Good God.
Yeah. God. That helps a lot, and I really want to see some of these systems put into other games.
There's some good gameplay with it. I've never played a game with traps like this, which I find very interesting. Though I can never get one of the damn monsters to fall into one of my traps, so I just don't use them.
The cat
I'm
does
also
it every
illiterate.
time, though.
That's fine. Oh yeah, boy is spot on. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Trap ready.
I'm about to go fight
when
the cat.
When did you do that?
Yeah. First off, why don't you bring your ass over here and get this poison off of me? First off. But yeah, I mean, there's some cool mechanics that I do think would be nice in some other games. I do like that. I think you and I talked about this. The directional kind of guide is a lot like Ghost of Tsushima, where it just kind of integrates into the game. It's not so much like, hey, go here, which I kind of like.
That what is it? It looks like a little fire. Lightning. What we call in the South here, we call lightning bugs. Yeah, the little trail. It lets you know. I love stuff like that. If you can keep me in the game as much as possible without having to go to a menu, you have me hooked. But getting back to hunting, if you see a monster, and if you're looking for a specific one, there is an environment overview that you can look at that'll give you a forecast of all the monsters in that region, along with the times that you're most likely to see them. The map also gives you a detailed look of all the resources available in the region and their exact location, which helps for scavenging and crafting. Also, going back to like the forecast, if there's a monster that's not available during that time, you can go into your tent and rest at a certain point, but I think it will cost you a few guild points as well. But yeah, once you, another thing I really like is when you go and fight a monster, you don't know what you're dealing with, and you kind of don't have any information to go off of initially. But once you fight them, like it goes into like this little beastie area, or what they call the field guide, and it gives you like an extremely detailed description of each monster, which parts are breakable, which weapons are most effective against each part of the monster, along with the status effect they're most vulnerable to, and the materials that you're most likely to get once you complete the hunt. Also, they also give you the rate at which different parts drop as well, something I would love to see.
Yeah, I think that's games. Actually really good.
Yeah.
Because of Division.
Right. Also, the effective items that you can use against the monsters are also listed. So there's a lot of stuff to help you prep for a hunt to try and make it as easy as possible for you.
Wait a second, you prep? That's crazy. I'm just riding out there, jumping, slinging
yes,
swords.
Yes, I know how you play, and it is insane. Because I'm like, Ghost, did you even go to your tent?
Nope.
You just, bro, didn't even wash his face, jumped on the mount. You didn't even do that. You hopped on the mount.
That one time I didn't do it. I was over there hitting them with nothing but ching-chang, ting-a-lings, like I had change in my pocket. That shit was crazy.
Hopped on the mount, mask backwards, showed up.
Right? That's crazy. You know what? Sometimes you just gotta raw dog it, man. I'm just out there trying to enjoy my life.
But yeah,
just triangle.
But yeah, this game has everything that I would want. Like, if they were just to take this, like all those gameplay systems and port it over to something else, like any other game, I love it when there's crafting, and whatever you craft, it mimics the world that you're already in. It does not break you out of the immersion. Because sometimes, armor is so crazy, I'm like, who the hell would be wearing that in this world? Like, I feel like sometimes devs missed the mark a few times because they're just trying to get as many people as possible into a game, but I think they do a good job of staying within the lore. Now, getting out of gameplay, I don't think this game likes you playing with your friends.
This shit'll ruin friendship. Trying to get on there.
My God. God forbid you're playing like crossplay. And you got somebody on PC, like trying to figure all that out was just insane by itself. I've never had to go and look up a how-to video of how to play with my friends. If we're at that point in a game, probably we need to go back to the drawing board. But yeah, you need to get your hunter ID, give your hunter ID to your friend, and then once you have that, you have to set up a link party. And that link party doesn't mean that you can see each other. That link party just means if you just in the party.
Yeah,
you're just in the party. And y'all can, if you were using in-game chat, you could talk to each other that way. But that does not mean that you can see each other in the world. On top of the link party, you have to establish an environmental link. Once the environmental link has been established, then you will be able to see your friends. But if you were to go out of that biome and go to a different region, the environmental link will be severed, and you will have to repeat this process again for each biome. That is something I do not like. I don't know what system in place that's causing that, but I do not like that. I like my experiences to be seamless. It just feels like a chore every time I have to invite my friends, just from going to different regions.
I also think it sucks that while we're going through the story, I can't just jump in with you.
That's
or
another
vice
thing.
versa. Like, we got to be at the same point in the game to be able to play together.
Yes.
Like,
not
what
only
if I
just
didn't want to do that? What if I didn't want to do that? What if I just want to just be the help? Yeah, hell nah. Get in the game and play.
Not only that, you can't just, I can't just hop into your game, like with a monster. Like, say if you already activated the cinematic, I can't just hop in with you.
Nope.
I have to go and activate the cinematic myself. The monster has to be introduced to me, and then I can jump in. Also, I hate the fact of having to guess what the problem is when it's grayed out. I'm like, why can't I invite you? I don't know.
It's just
ugly. Don't know either.
It's just ugly.
Like, it's an ugly system. It's terrible. It's one of the worst I've ever experienced. My God, so many hoops to jump through just to see somebody.
It's really, to be honest with you, it's discouraging to play multiplayer.
It is.
Like 100% is discouraging to play multiplayer because it's like, hey man, where are you? Hold on, get in there. Did you get it? No, resend it. Oh, we're there. Wait, I'm already in the battle. Oh, okay, I'm coming over. Oh, how many times have you and I been trying to go to the same battle? You're already in it, and then I'm standing there at my monster, like, oh, we're not together.
Right.
Okay, all right. So now I have to wait, or I have to beat this monster for us to go on to the next thing together.
Yep.
Why? Not just why. Got a finite amount of time to play after work, and here we are, finger popping each other trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that really was extremely aggravating to deal with, and I understand it's better. I understand it gets better in the end game because you're not really dealing with the campaign anymore.
Does it?
But my God, I just want to be able to play campaign with friends, and it's obviously a system was not built for that. Either a system was not built for that, or the engine was not able to do that. There is a limitation somewhere, because I would have liked to see my friends in the cutscenes too. We are playing next gen, aren't we?
Nah, we see enough of each other in other games.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's totally crazy. What a wild statement. You know what I do like, weirdly enough, talking about that? When you change your gear, the loading screen changes. Your gear too. I find that to be super interesting. Like that's actually a cool little... Yeah, so like when you go to like the start menu, like when you load up the game, anytime you change the cat's armor or your armor, it changes on that screen.
Yes.
I think that's a cool tidbit. Sorry, just 2 pieces on there. That's a cool animation. Like most games don't do that.
Your
multiplayer still trash.
Like your hunter's like drinking coffee, and like you can see like your cat and everything. Yeah, I like that. I also just like even how alive your companions feel, because they are actually helping you. Like they're just not there just to get in the way. The cats are actively helping you. And
no, they're not. They're not aesthetics. They are full-on teammates.
Right, and I really like that, and I wish more games would implement great AI companions, because not a lot of people have somebody to play with, and it's good to have some good computers to play with.
Yeah, a cat.
Right, and who doesn't love cats?
He's getting weak. He's leaving the area.
That's exactly why I turned my cat's like English off and just turned him to just meow. Sounds a whole lot better. I just play with
no sound. No sound at all. That's it. I know what's going on.
Great segue into sound and music. I think the music is great. I think it fits the tone well, especially with what's happening on screen. It's nothing to write home about, but it's good. I didn't have any problems with it. Well, like I said earlier, I definitely switched my speech to Japanese, and it made everything a whole lot better. Everybody sounded better. I was way more immersed once I did that. But overall, it has been really hard to try and establish a score for this game. And I was trying so hard to like work through my thoughts and my feelings and try and come to a definitive score, because I was not having a good time like in the first few hours, like trying to push through that campaign. I was getting burnt out completely. I was like, I don't understand why I'm not enjoying it. But even a couple of days before we started talking, or we got on and started recording, the game is a lot better after they let you take a break from the the story, and just tell you to go out there and increase your hunter rank, which lets me be able to go out there and do whatever I want. And that has made the game like 10 times better for me, like giving me that freedom to go out and explore and do what I want to do in order to raise my rank. I get to pick what I want, instead of just stringing me along the whole time and forcing me to go through these long ass fights. Because I'm telling you, I was getting burnt out with the 20.
I'm already burnt.
Yeah, I know you are.
Burnty burnt. 4 shades darker. There are some good systems in the game. There really are. Like being able to choose like kind of what weapon I want to upgrade and things like that. Like I do like it. There's some really good things about it. It's just there's also too many things where it's like, give you a great example. Like when I hit fucking revive or give me a potion, why do I gotta click the damn button 6 times? Like
yes, it's
freaking
very clunky controls.
Like, what's going on?
Clunky combat, clunky controls.
Am I gonna sit here and tell you it's a perfect game? No, it's not. Is it a bad game? No, it's not. If I really had to be completely objective for me, just me, nobody else, it's a 7. Like,
that's what I was
am I
going
never
with.
gonna play it again? No. Will I pick it up and like I literally thought, you know, if you're not gonna be on tonight, I might jump on there and play. But am I gonna soak hours into this game? No. Do I wait to get off of work to go play it? No. Is it in the rotation for shits and giggles? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what I mean by rush home from work to play, just walk from my office to my living room. That's pretty sad.
I think it's crazy that both of us had the same feeling while playing it, which tells me that we are not the type of people to hack and slash at something for hundreds of hours. We're the type of people to shoot at something for hundreds of hours. And that right there is just like as plain as I can put it.
I just think there are just some things in the game, just for me, only talking for me, not for you, not for anybody. There's just some things lacking in the combat and in the skill, I guess, tree, that just haven't grabbed me to understand the hype that like these guys are playing. Like there's somebody in Japan that's like level 999, like whatever it is. He's played 163 hours out of 200 hours that the game was released. Like I want to feel that. I want to know what that is. And trust me, when I find it, I dump hours into games. Like I'm almost 300 hours into Path of Exile in the freaking beta or the early access. I have 1,000 hours into another game, 500-600 hours here. I bought multiple games on 2 different consoles so I can play on PC and PlayStation. I want to find it in the game, and I just don't know where it's at, and it's frustrating me as a gamer.
Yeah.
It is. It's frustrating.
That's the word. Yes, that's frustrating because I want to enjoy the game the way that everybody else is. I want to feel the excitement that everybody else feels.
I have FOMO.
Right, and I hate it. And maybe we'll find it later on, but it's just I don't feel that excitement yet. And for me right now, it sits at a 7 out of 10. Great systems, great gameplay as far as like weapons, armor, crafting, cooking, all of that. I love it, all aspects of that. It does not look good. The game does not look good. I'm sorry. Like I don't know how else to put it. Notifications are out of control. And your multiplayer, it needs some work. But other than that, I see why it's beloved, and I see why it has a cult fan base. It's really obvious.
I mean, I can joke and be an asshole about it, but I understand it. I get it.
Right.
I just want to get it, goddammit. Like, I want to know. Like, I just want to know. And we talked so much about it just off this chat and just in normal. We talked about it for an hour today.
Yes.
I want to know. I want to know what that high is. Can someone please, for the love of God, tell me why and what it is so I can go do it?
And on that
note, it in game? Because I'll play. I need to know.
And on that note, we appreciate you guys for listening. Please answer Ghost's question in the comments. We'd love to have group discussions. Yeah, if you listen to this one, please. Also, before we go, quick question. Health bar or no health bar?
Health bar, freaking please. I don't want to look at a heartbeat sensor. Please.
I disagree. I disagree. I think
I don't know how we're friends this long. Shit's crazy. Got a health bar in every other game that we play. Swear.
Yes, exactly.
Now all of a sudden you want to go rogue. Now you want to go rogue.
This game is set up in a way for you to use your eyes and look for signs. That's how the game is set up.
I'm looking at the freaking environment that has.
Yes, it's tailored for you to look at your environment and make decisions based on how the monsters
I'm getting out of
behaving.
Here. I already had to listen to this shit already for an hour today through text. No, I'm done. This is it. If y'all ever want to know what it's like while we game, this is it right here, live.
I don't want a health bar. I'm already struggling from HUD congestion already. Last thing I need is a damn health bar at the top. No.
Just give me percentages.
Take
Just
less
give me a
away.
small little percentage. Here we go.
Take less. Give them nothing.
God, we're gonna get
don't
in
even
there.
let you know
Next time we're playing Split Fiction, I hit you with that lasso. I'm not gonna feel sorry for shit like this. I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm throwing you in the porta potty. And I'm throwing you. That's what I'm doing.
I am with the loyalist for Monster Hunter. Do not put a health bar in that game. It will ruin the whole point. Put two of them up there.
Put my health bar and the cats and the monster. Just put the whole game screen as a freaking health bar.
I disagree.
And I can only see however much health I knock down. Be like, oh, there's the rest of the screen.
And those filthy modders who had to put a health bar in there and just ruining the integrity of the game.
I love you.
Disgusting. Anyway,
I'm here for the modders.
Like, subscribe, hit that bell. I'm not hearing any more blasphemy tonight. Appreciate you guys for listening. Have a great night. Goodbye.
Bye.